Happy Saturday! We made it through another week. Thank goodness. So today, all you need is your burrito, and then that's it. We're going to get after it. For those of you who are joining us that are guests, welcome. For the rest of us, welcome back. Get your burrito ready. Let's get ready to rock and roll. So for today's pre-charge, we have 2 rounds. We're going to first start out with a single leg deadlift. We're going to go one side for 30 seconds and then the other side. Keeping a nice tight core the whole time. So you can challenge your balance a little bit here. If you really need to, you can be close to a wall, holding on to start out with, and then work your way to not holding on to anything. Otherwise, keeping a nice flat back, balancing, touching both hands to the ground, and right back up. You're just teetering at your hips here. You're trying to keep your knee somewhat stiff, touching all the way down there. After you get 30 seconds on your right, 30 seconds on your left, then we're going to hop to our backs and get 30 seconds of a glute bridge. You can keep those feet nice and close, so if you're within reach of your hands grabbing them, you're probably going to be in a pretty good position there. Squeezing those glutes up. Remember, it's not about pressing those hips way up in the air. It's just about squeezing those glutes. We're going to do that for 30 seconds. After you get 30 seconds of that, we're going to go right into 30 seconds of an up-down. Remember, you're going to place those hands down, hop those feet back, or walk them back, whichever one. As you hop back, walk back, you're going to come down to the bottom of a plank position, keeping a nice tight core. You don't want that butt way up in the air, and you don't want to be arching way at the back. Nice tight core there. 30 seconds of an up-down. After you get 30 seconds of that up-down, we have 30 seconds of an air squat. I know we're just getting started here, so if you can't get to the very bottom of your squat, that's not a big deal. As you get going, get a little warmer, get a little lower, weight back in the heels, pushing that butt back, keeping a nice tall chest. We have 2 rounds of that. After you get through those 2 rounds, we're going to move on to our strength portion. So for our strength portion today, it's going to be a little challenging on those hamstrings and glutes. So we're going to do 6 reps on each side of a single leg deadlift, just like we did in that warm-up, but this time we're going to hold that burrito if you can. If you cannot hold the burrito, get something lighter, maybe just a book, something light like that, or you can use your back foot here to help balance out a little bit. You're going to keep a nice tight core, trying to go down as low as you can. If you can't get to the floor, that's not a problem. You can go mid-shin, you can teeter at your hips, you can balance, whichever way you want to. We're keeping that load on that hamstring of the leg that is forward. So if you're feeling it somewhere else in your low back, you're probably not keeping a nice tight core. You're probably bending over too much. We want to keep a nice tight core this whole time. You're getting 6 reps on each side. After you get 6 reps on each side, we're going to go back to that glute bridge that we did in our warm-up, but this time you're going to have that burrito across your waist. Once again, pushing those hips up. It's more about squeezing the glutes than it is about just trying to raise those hips as high as you can. So squeezing those glutes. We're going to do this for 40 seconds. So don't feel like you have to move super fast. If you really want to work those glutes, pause for a second or 2 at the top. Feel a nice squeeze. Come right back down, right back up for 40 seconds. So we're going to do this for 5 rounds. So every 2 minutes, so at the 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8, you're going to do 6 single leg deadlifts on each side and then 40 seconds of glute bridges. So roughly around 30 seconds of rest between each round before you move on. After you get through that, our strength portion today, we have, sorry, a little technical difficulty. We have a 10-minute AMRAP. First, we're going to start out with 15 squat jumps. So squatting all the way down, jumping up just high enough to where you can roll an egg underneath there. If the jumping is a little too difficult, we're just going to do air squats, regular air squats for 15 reps. After you get through those 15 squat jumps, we're going to get 15 burpees. Don't we all love some burpees? Keeping a nice tight core, hopping all the way up, fully extending at the hips, knees, waist. Hopping all the way up, or we have an up down. You can either hop back or step back. That is up to you. Or if you really need to, you can use a chair or a couch like we've demonstrated before. After you get through 15 of those, you're going to rinse and repeat back to those 15 squat jumps, back to the burpees, just like Casey demonstrated there with the chair. Then we have 3 minutes of rest. After those 3 minutes of rest, we have a 6-minute AMRAP of what we just did, but this time we're going to switch to a jumping lunge for 15 reps. So jumping lunge here, Casey's going to demonstrate, hopping up, hopping down, keeping that knee nice on the outside. You don't want that knee to cave in. That's 15 reps of that, followed by 15 burpees again. Don't we all love those burpees? If you need to on those lunges, you can just do a reverse lunge or an air squat. You can use that box as well to help lunge back and forth. All right, guys, so once again, that's 10-minute AMRAP, 15 squat jumps, 15 burpees, 3 minutes rest. Then we have a 6-minute AMRAP of 15 jumping lunges and 15 burpees. After we get through all of that, we're going to go through a nice stretch system here. We have a 1-minute straddle to reach to one side. So feet nice and wide as you can, reaching to one side. If you can grab your foot, great. If you can only grab your ankle or calf, great. You're going to hold that for 1 minute. As you get a little more relaxed, try to get a little deeper into that stretch. We're going to hold one side for 1 minute, holding the other side for 1 minute. After you get through those 2 minutes, we're going to go to a runner's lunge. So in this runner's lunge, you're going to lunge forward, sitting those hips down nice deep to the ground, trying to get your chest as low to the ground as you can. If you want, you can rest this back knee on the ground if that helps you out a little bit. We're going to hold that for 1 minute on one side, switching, holding it 1 minute on the other side. After you get through those 2 minutes, we're going to do a 2-minute couch stretch on the left, 2-minute couch stretch on the right. Once again, get you a pillow, a pad, a towel, something, sitting back into that knee, trying to get your butt all the way to your foot, keeping a nice tight core, squeezing your glutes, don't let your low back arch, holding that for 2 minutes one side, holding the other side for 2 minutes, and that is it today, guys. We made it through the week. Sunday, we'll see y'all Sunday.